Some of the biggest books, speeches, and LinkedIn posts you have read, they were not written by the person whose name is on them. Newsflash. They were written by ghostwriters like myself. So, what exactly is ghostwriting and why do people pay someone else to write for them? If those are some of the questions on your mind, I'm going to answer them in this video. So what is ghostwriting? Ghostwriting is when someone writes content that is published under another person's name. Example of such content will include books, speeches, articles, LinkedIn posts, Twitter posts, YouTube scripts, sometimes movie scripts. And if you're wondering why this is different from other forms of writing, it is simply because the writer gets paid, but they don't get public credit for the work. And of course, that is why ghost was added to the writing. So another way you can actually define ghostwriting is that ghostwriting means writing as a ghost. I hope that is simple enough. So why do people have ghostwriters or hire ghostwriters? It is simple. It is because many people have ideas, expertise, stories that they would like to share with the world, but they have a problem. The problem is that they cannot write well or they do not have the time to do so. And so people like me decided to feel the need. So ghostwriters help turn people's ideas into powerful writing and they get paid for that service. Some of the people who hire ghostwriters or who need ghostwriters are CEOs, founders, politicians, influencers. Yeah, some of your influencers use the services of ghostwriters, and of course business executives. And there are four major areas where ghostwriting often happens in our industry. Number one, books. Many celebrity books are ghostwritten. Yes, some of the famous books you have read were written by ghosts, such as memoirs, business books, leadership books. Some of these books, not all of them, some of these books were written by ghostwriters. Number two, social media posts. As a matter of fact, this is actually the fastest growing area in the ghostwriting industry. So if you want to plug into the ghostwriting industry today, this is one area where you may want to consider, plugging in very quickly. People hire ghostwriters for platforms like LinkedIn. Have you ever heard the word LinkedIn executive ghostwriters? Yeah, so people hire others to write for them LinkedIn posts, Twitter posts, newsletters, etc. Executives hire writers to maintain authority online. So these guys are busy in their physical world, but they still want to maintain a presence online. So they need to pay other people to do that for them. Number three, speeches. So guys, many political speeches that you hear these politicians actually read were not written by them. As a matter of fact, they do not have the time to write them. Conference talks, for example, TED style talks, these stuffs were written by ghostwriters. And number four, articles and blogs, thought leadership pieces. Many of these were written by ghostwriters. As a matter of fact, I started my career as a ghostwriter writing SEO, web and blog articles, and I've written over 500 articles that do not carry my name. So some of the four articles you read, Harvard Business Review style posts that you read, and compelling blogs, they are the works of ghostwriters. So how exactly does ghostwriting work? There are like 5 steps in the ghostwriting process, and I will quickly run you through them. Step 1, the client shares their ideas with a ghostwriter, and what the ghostwriter then do in the next step is to schedule an interview with the client where the writer gets to ask them questions and gather information to use to flesh up the content, either for the week, but in the case of a book, to flesh up each chapters of the book. Step 3, now the ghostwriter takes the information he has collected and writes the first draft. Step 4, the client reviews the first draft, edits it, tell the ghostwriter change this, fix this, and then step 5, once the client certifies that the content is good, the content goes live, but in the name of the client, not the ghostwriter. So the ghostwriter's job is to make the writing sound like the client, not themselves. After all, you are a ghost. So when people read the content, it must feel like they are reading from that CEO or the founder that hired the ghostwriter. It must not sound like you, the ghostwriter. So one of your job as a ghostwriter is to learn and master the voice of the person who is paying you. Your job again is to stay behind the scene. Now to another question that you might have, which is, how do ghostwriters charge or get paid? So if you are here for the money, now move close to the camera. As ghostwriters, we either charge per article, per project. Oftentimes ghostwriters charge on monthly retainers, which are like monthly salaries, all right, something like that. And in case you want me to put some figure to some of these things, I'm just going to give you typical examples. For example, LinkedIn posts can cost between, say, $100 to $1,000 plus, a month or per project, depending on the level of the ghostwriter. Articles can go between $100 to $3,000 plus, depending on the length of the article. And books, $1,000 to $30,000, again, depending on the length of the book. The prices of articles and books, they are often calculated based on word count. Of course, there are other ways to calculate. It can be per project, but they are often calculated based on word count. But I'd like you to get this clear. The ghostwriter is not just paid for writing. The ghostwriter is paid for clarity, storytelling, and positioning. And one other thing they are paid for is that they are paid for giving out the copyright to their brainchild. All right? So you charge extra. As a ghostwriter, you charge for the writing itself, and then you charge because you will never get credit for your beautiful and amazing writing. So you charge twice. Now to another question that I often get. Is ghostwriting ethical? And my simple answer is, ghostwriting is ethical if both sides agrees to the contract. On the side of the client owns the ideas and approves the final content. And on the side of the ghostwriter, it is your job or my job as a ghostwriter to help the client express their ideas clearly, and I get paid for the value that I create or for the service that I render. So on that note, we can all agree that ghostwriting is actually not about deception. So many people argue that, oh, isn't that deception, that another person writes and then another person takes the credit? It's just business. It is what it is. So it's about helping people communicate their ideas in a better way. That's simply what ghostwriting is all about. And in the world where content drives influence, ghostwriters have become one of the most valuable creative professionals that work behind the scene. As a matter of fact, I have done this full-time for 6 years now, and I can tell you it is one of the most beautiful things you can do with your writing skill, and it is financially rewarding, like I said, because you charge for two things. Number one, you charge for the content you are writing, and then number two, you charge because you are losing the copyright to your content. If you are curious about becoming a ghostwriter, or if you're a CEO, founder, business executive, and you want to leverage ghostwriting to grow your brand or to grow your business, let me know in the comment section. I will personally respond to your query. And if you have watched this video up until this point, I want to say thank you for sticking with me through this few minutes of explaining what exactly the ghostwriting industry is about. And if you got value from this video, I'd like you to click the like button, share this video with somebody you know this video will be useful for. And of course, on this channel, I've made it my mission to help you discover your best self and then to show up on the internet and share your ideas and your message in such a way that you become recognized, respected, and rewarded. So if you like to see content like this, I'd like you to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that every time I create a video like this, you will be notified. And if you're on LinkedIn, whether you are a CEO, founder, or you're a professional, a career person, a self-employed person, and you want to learn what are the LinkedIn strategies that are working in 2026, I'd like you to click the video here and go see what exactly is working on LinkedIn in 2026. I'll see you in my next video. But in the meantime, I want you to stay legendary.